Hello everyone, this is Christian Interactive, and in this video we are going to focus on starting to create a tab component for our user interface here. And I think it's going to be a two-parter. In this first part here we will focus on what I'm calling the header. So by the time that we're done here, we'll have a way of specifying what tabs we want to have shown. It's basically just a string array floating around here somewhere. So we have tabs here. They get displayed on the screen. The header takes care of, so if I click on it, it'll show which one is active. In addition to that, it's communicating to the outside world here which tab is being clicked on so that we can show and hide others. So that's what we'll take care of in this video. Alright, so I want to kind of stick with the tradition I've started here is thank you, even before watching the video. So thank you for watching the video, and thank you if you're a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, I hope that you will consider subscribing to the channel. And where we left off last time was we have a whole bunch of information and different types of information being displayed on our screen all at the same time. So we're not going to win any usability awards here. A couple ways of dealing with this, and the one that I've chosen to add to this is the tabs. So we'll add some tabs. Click on the tab, you'll see the market, type, segment, that kind of stuff, right? So the first thing that we're going to do here is I've already created a tabs folder in the components. So inside of there, I'm going to create a file tab header.view. We're going to start off by defining the class tab header. What we want is sort of to make everything work with as minimal changes or things that we have to define each time we want to use the tabs. So I think we should be able to get away with just specifying an array of strings that we'll call tabs here. Let's import this prop so it'll stop complaining at us. And let's create a template for it. We'll have an unordered list, some LIs, of course, inside of there. We'll do our v4. v4 equals tab in tabs. We're doing the for, so make sure we stay in the habit of specifying a key. For the moment, just the tab. We'll have an anchor here. And I see how I've always messed this up. So we'll put our href in here. We'll put void, just so we get our pointer. The text that we want in here will just be the tab itself. So we've got this stray parentheses down there. It actually belongs up there. We'll save that. And now in the tabs folder again, we're going to create another file called the tab container.view. So our tab component, basically what we use inside of other components, will be the tab container. Internally it will use the header, and then whatever component or view that's using the tab container will specify the content. So inside of this container here, then we will get our class going on here. Tab container, and then we need the same deal. Private read-only tabs string array. Oops, gonna get yelled at there. Let's get our prop. While we're up here, we'll import tabs. Get our tab header.view, and we'll need to define that. Components. Tab header, commas everywhere. And so let's specify the template for our container here. So pug will give us a div. We'll have the tab header. We'll pass into it or bind to the tabs that we're specifying here. Let's put a slot down here. That way we'll just display the content that's in there. For now, save that. We go back to our securities view file here. We're going to go ahead, import tab container, craziness there, tabs, container.view. All right, so we have our tab container. Gotta add it. While we're inside the class here, let's go ahead and specify those tabs. Not much interest in me typing or watching me type them in. So here we have our 6 different tabs. So if we return to our template up here, what we'll do is just eliminate our div. And it's just tab container and vbind tabs. Save that, hopefully. So we have our list of tabs up here, and we still have our content that's in the slot. So let's do some styling here. So inside of our tab header file, let's throw a class on our UL, tab headings, and at the bottom here, some styling. So let's do this. I'm going to import the usual, some functions, variables. Let's specify a variable in here. Tab border 1 pix solid light gray. And we have a tab headings class that we just added. Let's go ahead and say display flex flex wrap will be wrap. Border top will be our tab border. Border bottom will be our tab border. Let's go ahead and save that. We just created it, so let's refresh. Really don't see a whole lot as far as the border goes on, but we have the flex there. Borders there, a lot to deal with. You know, when if we have some padding, so the tabs are not on the edge of the screen. First off, let's deal with LIs. No, LI, flex 1, and text align center. All right, we're getting there. Let's do something for our anchors here. Display block padding 0.75, 0.5. Y. And text decoration none. And on these, border right. And border something or other bottom. Border bottom. Oh, that's why I messed up. There should have been a left up there. And a bottom down here. Let's specify the color, and that is the app bar background color. Perfect. So we have dealt with part of this. So now it's going to be very hard to see in the video, I imagine. But the border between the territories and types does not align with the border between categories and markets. And that drives me insane. So we're going to go back to our securities file here and add some styling. Reason we're here is because what I'm about to do depends on the content of the tabs. So, and what I did was look to see which one of these without, so eliminating the flex 1 on the LIs, I went and saw which one of these was the longest and what its value was. So what I'm going to do here is come in here, type in our deep selector here, tab headings, LIA. So we have the anchor tag there, and I'm going to set the min width to 6.3125. And hopefully now, for the 50 millionth time I've done this, so now these things should be aligned as we change heights. They now align the border. We get down to a certain range here. We might have to deal with that at some point in time. It's fairly small, but I don't like it, right? It's going off screen and we can't get to it, but we might deal with that later. But for now, we are good to go. All right, so now what we're going to focus on is what happens when you click on the link. So we'll return to the tab header. Let's go up into our class here, and what we'll do is on created. So private, created. What I need is to specify also private. Oh man, ready for some more JSX, I guess. So we have private read only. And we're going to call it dictionary. So probably should call it map, but dictionary is what comes to mind. It's good old C#. So inside of here we'll have a map, which is a string to number map. And then what we'll do is on created, this .tabs .for each. So we'll have a tab and its index. All then we do is this .tab dictionary .set x and y. So now we know what position each tab has in that array that's passed in. So we'll specify a click here, tab, string, so we'll have a string passed into us. Why don't we just cut to the chase? What I want to do is pass out the index anyway. Look at this on the fly change. Index number. I don't think actually we'll need to do this. Do we need it in the future? Maybe in the future. So let's just stick with it. Could in principle just pass in. Eventually we'll pass down the index anyway, but okay. So what we'll do when we click this $emit, click, and this tab dictionary get and tab. So we click on that. That's good. All right, so now up here in our template, what we'll do is on our anchor tag, if we v-on click, we'll do prevent there. What we want to do is click and pass down the tab. We'll save that. Go over to our tab container. So in the class for it, we'll have a private set active pause, which is a number, console.log pause. And we're getting there. What we'll do is, so our header now is going to issue a click, so v-on click and then set active. So if we save that, I think for good measure we'll just refresh, bring our console over here. So if we click on securities, categories, so great. So now we're being notified on which one has been clicked on. So the outside world knows about it. In the outside world being the tab container. One thing we can do with now, all related to the header, is it'd be good to indicate which one is the currently active tab. Let's go back to our tab header. Sort of future-proofing this, I want to have the ability to say, to start off with this particular one to being active. So what we'll do is we'll have a prop. We'll set the default of the prop to be 0. And then add some spaces, make it look better. This will be a private, read-only, active, pause, number. So the view will complain at us if we start monkeying around with this active pause inside here. So the outside world is setting it. If we go and change it in here, it'll complain saying the outside world can change it again when we re-render. So what we'll do to combat this here is come in and we will private first the active pause internal. We'll set it to -1 to start with, and then we'll do a private get active position. And that's going to return this dot active pause internal. If that's not equal to -1, then we return it. And if it is, then we just do the active pause. All right. Now one thing we'll do is we'll change our tab. This is what I was vacillating back and forth about. So what we'll do is come down here and we'll say cut this const pause equals that. And this dot active internal position will be that. And pause. Why? Oh, because it's undefined. Maybe. We know it's not. Put our exclamation point there. All right, so that's done. I think the reason why, let's see. You'll see here why I'm vacillating. So basically all we really care about is the index, right? So as far as the class is concerned, I'm going to need that to add in sort of a conditional class. So now I have this index, which is what I was going through the process of setting down here in the first place. And I basically am working my way around to saying we're going to undo some of this stuff, and we'll maybe have to do this back in the future. Index, but I don't think so. So we have the index, or we'll have an index coming back down here. So click, I want the index there, which means we don't need our map and dictionary or the created. See if we get away with this. Okay, so we're setting active pause internal, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so now let's do our v-bind, and we'll have a class. And inside of there, our curly brackets, the class we'll set is active. And how do we know that it's active? Well, index is going to be equal to active position. Okay, so we have that part done, I think. Let's come down here real quick and do a and.active, and we'll say background color. That will be light gray. We'll set the font weight to 600, and then the color, we'll just swap out. We'll make that the at bar background color. Let's see. Perfect. So we're good there, right? So if I click on categories, so as I click on the different ones, they are highlighting the way I want. If I go back, we're getting all of our index going on. I think that we are. I'm trying to think through what could go wrong with not doing what I was doing, but I think we're good now. And I think as far as the header part for our tab container, everything is taken care of. Next, I think, although I think we'll wait till the next video. Next, we'll deal with inside of our tab container, we need to do something more than this slot here so that we can set things to be active and inactive. And we'll do that, I guess, probably adding another component, but we'll see how to do that in the next video. Until then, I will talk to you later. Thank you for taking the time to watch our video. I know that your time is valuable. If you liked the video, please subscribe to our channel and click the thumbs up button, as well as share the video with your friends. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please leave them in the comments section below. And once again, thank you, and I will talk to you in the next video.